Introduction to Biopsychology. Psychology is a scientific field that studies behavior, which includes both external actions and internal processes like memory, learning, motivation, perception, and emotion. Neuroscience, on the other hand, is the study of the structure, function, and chemical processes of the nervous system. Biopsychology, also known as physiological psychology or behavioral neuroscience, is closely related to neuroscience and uses its findings to understand human and animal behavior. The focus of biopsychology is on how biological processes influence behavior, making it the biological approach to studying psychology. It looks at how factors like genetics, hormones, and brain function contribute to behavior. To understand how the brain and behavior are connected, biopsychologists study the influence of genetics, hormones, and physiological factors. Biopsychology aims to understand how the brain and nervous system control behavior and mental processes, and how biological factors affect psychological disorders. They use methods like brain imaging, genetic studies, and neuropsychological tests to study the biological basis of behavior. Here are a few examples that help explain biopsychology. 1. Genetics in behavior. Our genes play a major role in shaping behavior. For example, certain genes can influence traits like aggression or risk-taking. 2. Brain structure and function. Specific parts of the brain are linked to behavior. For instance, some areas control emotions, learning, and decision-making, and biopsychology helps us understand these relationships. 3. Hormones. Hormones like testosterone, estrogen, and cortisol impact behavior. For example, testosterone is often linked to aggression, and cortisol is related to stress and anxiety. 4. Effects of drugs. Drugs like cocaine can change brain chemistry, such as increasing dopamine, which leads to changes in behavior like increased energy or feelings of euphoria. 5. Neurodegenerative disorders. Conditions like Alzheimer's, dementia, and Parkinson's disease involve the degeneration of nerve cells in the brain and affect behavior and cognition. In short, biopsychology is the study of how biological factors influence behavior and mental processes. History of biopsychology. The history of biopsychology can be traced back to the 17th century, with the work of French philosopher, mathematician, and scientist René Descartes. He believed that the body and mind were two separate things. According to him, the body worked like a machine, following the laws of physics, while the mind was something non-physical that controlled the body through a small part of the brain called the pineal gland. This idea is known as dualism, or the mind-body problem. Descartes was one of the first to study how the brain and nervous system control movement and behavior. He also created a model showing how the body processes sensory information. His ideas laid the foundation for future studies of the brain and behavior and are still discussed today in both philosophy and neuroscience. Biopsychology as a major scientific field began to grow in the 20th century. Many believe that biopsychology officially started with the publication of D.O. Hebb's book The Organization of Behavior in 1949. In this book, Hebb introduced the first major theory explaining how complex mental processes like perception, emotions, thoughts, and memories are connected to brain activity. He developed his theory by conducting experiments on both humans and animals, as well as studying people's daily behaviors. His work was a turning point for understanding how the brain affects behavior, and it has influenced many areas, including engineering, robotics, psychology, and neuroscience. Hebb also introduced new methods to study the biology of behavior, which are still used today in various fields. Disciplines relevant to the study of biopsychology. Biopsychology is a field that combines knowledge from different areas of neuroscience to study human behavior. Here are some key disciplines of neuroscience that are important for biopsychology. 1. Neuroanatomy. This is the study of the structure and organization of the nervous system. 2. Neurochemistry. This focuses on the chemical processes that happen in the brain and how they affect neural activity. 3. Neuroendocrinology. This looks at how the nervous system and the endocrine, hormone, system interact with each other. 4. Neuropathology. This is the study of diseases and disorders of the nervous system. 5. Neuropharmacology. This focuses on how drugs affect the brain and nervous system. 6. Neurophysiology. This is the study of how the nervous system functions and its activities. These areas come together to help us understand how biology affects behavior. Human and non-human subjects in biopsychology. In biopsychology, research is done using both human and non-human subjects. Non-human subjects often include animals like mice, rats, cats, dogs, and primates. There are three main reasons for using animals in research. 1. Simpler brain and behavior. Animals have simpler brains and behaviors compared to humans, making it easier to study basic brain-behavior connections. 2. Comparing species. Researchers can compare how biological processes work in different species, helping them understand similarities and differences. 3. Fewer ethical issues. It's usually easier to conduct experiments on animals than on humans due to fewer ethical constraints. This allows scientists more freedom to design experiments and collect data. However, human subjects also have their own advantages in research. 1. Ability to follow instructions. Humans can follow directions and report how they feel or what they experience during experiments. 2. Cost effective. It is often less expensive to use humans in some types of research. 3. Deeper understanding. Research on humans helps us better understand the human brain directly. Some people support using animals in research because animal brains are similar to human brains in areas like thinking, memory, and emotions, though animals lack human language and self-awareness. Others, however, argue against using animals, saying there is not enough connection between animals and humans for the research to be useful. Research in biopsychology. Research in biopsychology can be of two types, pure or applied. 1. Pure research. This type of research is driven by the curiosity of the researcher and is done simply to gain knowledge, without any specific goal in mind. 2. Applied research. This research is done with the goal of providing some kind of benefit to people. Biopsychology research includes both experimental and non-experimental studies. In addition, correlational studies are also done to see how two or more things might be related to each other in this field. Experiments. An experiment is a method that scientists use to study cause and effect relationships. To do this, they create specific conditions and test subjects under those conditions. Between subject design, this involves testing different groups of people or animals under different conditions and then comparing the results. Within subject design, this involves testing the same subject under different conditions and comparing the results. The conditions that are changed in the experiment are called independent variables, while the behaviors or results that are being measured are called dependent variables. The goal is to see if changes in the independent variable cause changes in the dependent variable. However, sometimes confounding variables can affect the results by interfering with the relationship between the independent and dependent variables. Researchers may alter the brain or body in some way, such as by changing its chemical structure or stimulating it electrically, and then observe the effects on behavior. They may also cut or damage parts of the nervous system to study how behavior changes. Quasi-experimental studies. Sometimes, it is not ethical to perform certain experiments on humans, such as giving them high doses of drugs. In these cases, researchers use quasi-experiments, where they observe people who have already been exposed to certain conditions in real life. For example, to study how a medication affects depression, researchers might compare one group of people who are taking the medication and another group who are taking a placebo, a fake treatment. The problem with quasi-experiments is that the groups are not randomly chosen, so there might be confounding variables that affect the results. Even though there are limitations, quasi-experiments can still give important insights into how treatments or conditions affect people. Case studies. A case study focuses on a single individual or a small group of people. In biopsychology, case studies help us understand the neurological, biological, and psychological factors behind a person's symptoms and behavior. For example, a case study might involve an individual with a rare brain disorder. The researcher could perform various tests, such as brain scans and psychological evaluations, to understand how the disorder affects the person. Case studies provide detailed information, but because they focus on a small number of people, they may not apply to the general population or other cases. Correlational studies. In correlational studies, researchers investigate the relationship between two variables to see how closely they are connected. For example, they might study whether brain size is linked to intelligence or if the severity of a mental disorder is related to changes in the brain's anatomy. A famous example is the amygdala, a part of the brain that processes emotions. Researchers have found that higher activity in the amygdala is linked to experiences of fear and anxiety. Similarly, the prefrontal cortex, which is involved in decision-making and problem-solving, is linked to positive emotions like happiness. It is important to remember that correlation does not mean causation. Just because two things are related doesn't mean one causes the other. There may be a third factor affecting both variables. Areas of research interest. Here are the different areas of research interest in biopsychology. 1. Neural plasticity. Biopsychologists are interested in how the brain changes its structure and functions in response to experiences, stimuli, and behaviors. This ability of the brain to change is called neural plasticity. 2. Brain-behavior relationships. They study how brain activity is connected to behavior. This includes finding out which parts of the brain are responsible for specific behaviors and how changes in brain activity can lead to changes in behavior. 3. Genetics and behavior. Biopsychologists research how genes affect behavior and how differences in genes can cause variations in behavior and mental abilities. 4. Psychopharmacology. This area focuses on how drugs influence behavior and the brain. Biopsychologists study how different drugs work and their effects on brain function and behavior. 5. Developmental psychology. Researchers study how the brain and behavior develop over time, especially how early experiences impact brain development and how brain changes during growth affect behavior and cognitive abilities. 6. Neurodegenerative disorders. Biopsychologists explore the brain and cognitive changes related to diseases like Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and Huntington's. 7. Psychopathology. This area looks at how genetic and neural factors contribute to mental health disorders like schizophrenia, depression, and anxiety. 8. Sensory systems. Researchers focus on how the brain processes sensory information, like sight and sound, and integrates it into our understanding of the world. 9. Animal behavior. Studying animals helps researchers learn more about the brain and genetic mechanisms that influence behavior. 10. Consciousness and cognition. Biopsychologists investigate how the brain is involved in processes like consciousness, attention, perception, memory, and decision making. Major division of biopsychology. Here is an easy way to understand the major divisions of biopsychology. 1. Physiological psychology. This area involves experiments where scientists directly change or manipulate the brain to study how it affects behavior. They often use animals to see how changes in the brain impact actions. For example, researchers removed the hippocampus from rats to see how it affects memory. It helps in understanding how the brain controls behavior, but it might not explain complex emotions or thoughts. 2. Psychopharmacology. This field looks at how different drugs affect brain activity and behavior. Researchers study both animals and humans to see how drugs influence the brain. For example, they may give drugs to Alzheimer's patients to improve memory. While helpful for treating mental disorders, drugs can have harmful side effects and be addictive. 3. Neuropsychology. This division studies how brain damage affects behavior. It focuses on understanding the cerebral cortex, which plays a key role in memory and thinking. Neuropsychologists might study how drinking alcohol damages the brain and affects memory. It helps in understanding brain strengths and weaknesses and improving self-awareness. 4. Cognitive neuroscience. This area studies how the brain works during thinking, memory, and decision-making. Researchers use brain scanning techniques to see which parts of the brain are active during mental tasks. It provides a clear picture of how the brain functions but does not involve directly changing the brain. 5. Comparative psychology. This division compares the behavior of different animal species to understand how evolution, genes, and environment affect actions. Researchers found that birds that store seeds have a larger hippocampus, which is related to memory. While useful for learning about behavior, it assumes animal behavior can explain human behavior, which is not always accurate. 6. Psychophysiology. This field looks at the relationship between physical activities, like heart rate or muscle movement, and mental processes, like stress or excitement. Scientists use tools like EEG to measure brain activity. However, this method may not fully consider individual differences or other factors affecting behavior. Nature of scope of biopsychology. Here is a simpler way to understand the nature and scope of biopsychology. Biopsychology is a field that combines knowledge from many areas like neuroscience, psychology, biology, and physiology. People who study biopsychology can work in universities, hospitals, psychological test development, and pharmaceutical companies. The main focus of biopsychology includes 1. Neural basis of behavior. Biopsychologists study how the brain influences things like learning, memory, emotions, and social interactions. They examine how different parts of the brain work together to process information and control actions. If there is damage to the brain, like from an injury, it can change behavior. 2. Neuroplasticity, brain adaptability. This is about how the brain can change and adapt when we learn, get older, or face challenges like injury or disease. 3. Psychopharmacology, effect of drugs on the brain. Biopsychologists explore how different medicines and chemicals impact the brain and behavior, and how they are used to treat mental disorders like depression or anxiety. 4. Developmental processes. They look at how behavior and thinking skills develop as we grow, from before birth through adulthood. 5. Neuropsychological disorders, brain disorders. Biopsychologists study diseases like Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, schizophrenia, and depression. They also research new ways to treat these conditions. 6. Role of genetics and hormones. They explore how genes and hormones help maintain balance in the body and improve the health of people with brain-related disorders. 7. Brain evolution and function. They investigate how the brain has evolved over time and how it controls things like sensing the world, moving, thinking, and feeling emotions. In summary, biopsychology covers a wide range of topics, all focused on understanding how the brain and body work together to influence behavior, thinking, and emotions. Application of biopsychology. Here's a simpler explanation of the applications of biopsychology. 1. Understanding mental illness. Biopsychology helps us understand the biological reasons behind mental illnesses like depression, anxiety, and schizophrenia. With brain imaging techniques, scientists have found abnormalities in the brains of people with schizophrenia. This knowledge helps develop better treatments, improving patients' quality of life. 2. Medicines for mental health. Research on antipsychotic and anti-anxiety medicines has helped many patients live better lives. Biopsychologists also study how drugs affect the brain, which helps in treating drug addiction. 3. Neurological disorders. Biopsychology helps in diagnosing and treating brain-related disorders like brain injury, stroke, Alzheimer's, dementia, and Parkinson's disease. It also works towards preventing these disorders. 4. Learning and memory. Biopsychologists study how the brain areas related to learning and memory work. This helps in finding treatments for memory issues and language problems after a stroke. Research on memory pills can also help improve learning, which is beneficial for students. 5. Helping newborns. Biopsychology helps in identifying and reducing the effects on infants born to mothers who are addicted to drugs or have brain damage. 6. Improving athletic performance. Biopsychologists study the connection between the brain and physical performance to help athletes perform better. 7. Understanding criminal behavior. Biopsychology can also help understand the link between brain functions and criminal behaviors like aggression and violence. 8. Brain imaging. Using brain imaging techniques, biopsychologists have learned about conditions like autism and language difficulties in children, especially when caused by issues with the brain's development. Overall, biopsychology helps us understand and improve human behavior and mental health in many areas. Research ethics in biopsychology. Here's a simpler version of the research ethics in biopsychology. 1. Informed consent. When human participants are involved, their permission must be taken before the study. They, along with their doctors and caregivers, should know what the study is about and agree to participate. 2. Privacy and confidentiality. The privacy of the participants must be protected. Any information collected should be kept secret and not shared with anyone without permission. 3. Risk and benefit analysis. Before starting any study, researchers should make sure that the benefits of the research are more than the risks. If any harm is noticed, the experiment should be stopped immediately. 4. Use of animals. When animals are used for research, they should be treated well, and their use must be necessary for the benefits of the study. 5. Chemicals and radiation. When using harmful substances like chemicals or radiation, animals are used instead of humans, especially when it's not possible to include human participants. 6. Deception. Researchers should not lie to the participants. If they must use some deception, it should be for a good reason, and they should try to keep it as minimal as possible. 7. Data fabrication. The researchers must report their data honestly. They should not create false data or hide mistakes. 8. Respect for participants. Participants should always be treated with respect. Researchers should not force or trick anyone into taking part in the study, especially vulnerable people. 9. Animal study ethics. In animal studies, proper planning and care should be taken during the experiment. Surgical procedures must be done carefully, and animals should only be used when the research is truly important for humanity. 10. Avoid harm. Any unnecessary pain or harm to animals must be avoided. After the experiment, animals should be cared for until they recover. These ethical guidelines help ensure that both human and animal participants are treated fairly and safely during research.